Have you ever stopped to notice how insincere people can be? It's a harsh reality, but here's an even more brutal truth. At some point, most people will let you down. This doesn't mean the world is conspiring against you, it's simply human nature. Before you let frustration take hold, consider this. How many times have you expected someone to act in a certain way, only to realize their priorities didn't align with yours? This discrepancy is the root of so much disappointment. Stoic philosophy offers a vital reminder here. While we cannot control the actions of others, we can control how we respond to them. Instead of wasting energy trying to mold people to fit your expectations, accept that they won't always meet them. It's tough, but the sooner you come to terms with these 10 brutal truths, the better equipped you'll be to navigate life and, ultimately, enjoy it more. Number 10, in particular, might just be the hardest to swallow. Number 1, time waits for no one. Time. It's relentless. No matter how much we cling to it, the clock keeps ticking, mercilessly marching forward. You've watched it slip through your fingers like grains of sand. There are moments you find yourself thinking about the people in your life and how they've shaped your journey. Perhaps you've even wished they could adjust, meet your expectations, or at the very least, behave in ways that don't hurt you. But here's the truth, time waits for no one, and, just as important, neither do people. It's not that people are inherently bad or that they're out to get you. It's simply that they are who they are. There's nothing more liberating and simultaneously more painful than realizing that people act according to their own interests, their own limitations, not yours. You might expect your closest friends to remain the same, even when life has pulled them in new directions, or that someone will suddenly start prioritizing you. But the reality is, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Imagine trying to calm a storm because you don't want to get wet. It's futile. No matter how much you wish for clear skies, the storm follows its own path. You may believe that your advice, patience, or love will change someone. In reality, you're battling forces far stronger than you. Accepting that people won't shift to meet your desires is as crucial as learning to navigate a wild river without expecting the waters to still just because you want them to. So, how do you accept this brutal truth without letting it break you? Stoic philosophy offers a profound perspective. Focus on what you can control and release your grip on what you cannot. Instead of endlessly hoping for people to change, focus on your response to their actions. Adjust your expectations and find new ways to move forward in life, even if that means changing your course. Just like a traveler adjusting their route after encountering an unexpected detour, you can still make progress, often more efficiently than if you'd stubbornly tried to force things to go your way. Here's the key: accept that people will be who they are. Don't waste precious time trying to change them or hoping they'll somehow behave differently. Instead, direct that energy inward, toward improving your ability to handle life's surprises. Adjust your expectations, accept people as they are, and most importantly, don't wait around for someone to fit into your idea of who they should be. After all, time waits for no one, and neither should you. Number 2, suffering is inevitable, but you choose how to handle it. Have you ever felt like life is nothing but an endless series of hardships? If you have, you're not wrong, but here's the twist: not all suffering has to be tragic. Yes, suffering is unavoidable. But how you deal with it? That's entirely within your control. Imagine life as the host of a grand party, with suffering as the unwelcome guest that inevitably shows up. Whether it's a bad day at work, a strained relationship, or a missed opportunity, suffering finds its way in, uninvited. But here's the thing, it's not the suffering itself that causes the most damage. It's how you handle it that makes all the difference. Stoic philosophy reminds us that, while we can't control what happens to us, we can always control our reaction. This is your superpower, the ability to turn chaos into opportunity. The next time hardship comes knocking, ask yourself, how can I use this to grow? First, understand that the unpredictable nature of people will inevitably complicate your life. It's like cooking with ingredients that don't always mix well. Instead of getting frustrated with the recipe, learn to adjust. This might mean setting clearer boundaries, communicating more effectively, or simply recognizing that your happiness does not depend on others behaving exactly as you want them to. Every conflict or disappointment doesn't have to feel like a personal attack. Instead, view them as lessons. Did someone let you down at a critical moment? Rather than stewing in resentment, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Was it a lesson about trust? About not relying too heavily on others? Think of suffering as an emotional workout. It's painful, yes, but without lifting those emotional weights, you'll never build strength. Suffering, in this sense, is like a tough coach pushing you to become better. Here's the point, suffering will come. That's a given. But you can choose how you respond. The next time adversity strikes, don't panic. Don't play the victim. Remember, it's in your hands to turn suffering into growth. Life might throw you storms, but you can always choose to dance in the rain. As the Stoics teach us, it's not about avoiding the storms, but learning how to navigate through them with grace and resilience. Number 3, not everyone will like you, and that's okay. Have you ever imagined yourself being universally loved? Perhaps you dreamt of being the next Steve Jobs or Messi, with everyone hanging on your every word or move. But here's a cold, hard truth, not everyone will like you. And that's perfectly fine. Let's be real, there's no magic formula that guarantees universal approval. Imagine you're at a party. While most people seem captivated by your charm, there's someone in the corner criticizing you for being out of touch. What do? Do you let it ruin your night, hiding in a corner, or do you keep enjoying yourself? Here's the lesson, you cannot be the hero of everyone's story, and that's a good thing. The Stoics teach that the opinions of others are beyond your control. Trying to please everyone is as impossible as trying to hold water in your hands. So, if someone criticizes you, think of it as a passing rain shower. It might get you a little wet, but it won't drown you. In the world of business, companies know that not every customer will love their product. Instead of focusing on the haters, they direct their energy toward those who value what they offer. You should do the same. Focus on those who appreciate your qualities and stop wasting energy trying to win over everyone. Accepting that not everyone will like you is liberating. You no longer have to carry the weight of seeking universal approval. Live your life authentically, with all your flaws and strengths, and let others adjust or not. As the Stoics wisely remind us, you can't control the opinions of others, but you can control how much power you give them over your happiness. Truth is a powerful tool, but wielding it carelessly can cause more harm than good. Yes, honesty is important, but remember, how you deliver the truth can make all the difference. A harsh truth delivered with empathy and grace has far more impact than brutal bluntness. The next time you feel compelled to be brutally honest, pause and ask yourself, am I helping with my sincerity, or just unloading my frustration? Stoic philosophy teaches us that communication must be both reflective and compassionate. As Gandhi once said, truth doesn't need to be spoken with violence. You can deliver it with grace, and it will still carry its power. In fact, grace adds strength to the truth, making it more palatable, more meaningful, and ultimately more transformative. Number 4, failure is the path to success. Ever wonder why some people seem to view failure as just another stepping stone on their road to success, while others see it as the ultimate judgment? Let's get real here and maybe add a touch of humor. Imagine playing chess, but instead of following the rules, you're making them up as you go along. That's how many people approach failure. It feels chaotic, like absolute defeat. But in reality, failure isn't the end of the game, it's a chance to rewrite the rules. People often forget about the endless hours, sleepless nights, and countless stumbles that come before success. Everyone wants a shortcut, a magical formula that skips the hard parts. But guess what? There's no success without crossing the desert of failure first. Stoicism teaches us to accept that not everything goes as planned, and that's okay. In fact, the Stoics saw failure as an essential teacher, not an obstacle but an opportunity for growth. Picture this: every time you stumble, instead of lying there, you're handed a map with new paths to explore. Every failure becomes a step toward mastery, like a rung on a ladder leading to heights you couldn't reach otherwise. So the next time you fail, don't ask why me. Instead, ask, what can I learn from this? Do an honest self-assessment, not to justify or excuse your failure, but to find areas where you can improve. When you shift your perspective and see failure not as an enemy but as an ally, you stop fearing it. Every setback becomes a valuable lesson, and soon, you'll find that failure isn't a roadblock, it's a detour that leads to success. As Einstein once said, success is not the absence of failure, but the ability to rise after each fall. Number 5, your dreams may not align with your life, and that's okay. Ever feel like your dreams are one thing, and your reality is something else entirely? It's like you're living in two parallel universes, your dreams in one, reality in another. Let's be honest, it's a feeling we've all had. The dreams we treasure seem so distant, like a shiny object in the attic, while reality feels like a mundane routine we're stuck in. Let's explore this with a little bit of humor. Imagine your dream is like a big, juicy burger with all the fixings, and your real life is, well, a plate of steamed broccoli. It's a contrast as stark as night and day. But here's the thing, life often derails our grand plans. Reality doesn't care about your carefully crafted goals. It throws obstacles in your way, as if to say, let's see how you handle this. Here's where Stoicism steps in. The Stoics knew that accepting reality as it is, without excuses, without embellishment, is the first step to inner peace. They understood that life rarely goes according to plan, but they didn't give up. Instead, they adapted. They found practical ways to move forward, even when life's twists and turns seemed impossible to navigate. So, what can you do when your dreams feel out of reach? Adjust your expectations. Set smaller, more achievable goals. If your dream is to climb Mount Everest, start by conquering a nearby hill. Sure, it's not the grand feast you envisioned, but over time, even the broccoli can be seasoned to taste better. Take time to get to know yourself and your true priorities. You might discover that the path to your dreams isn't a sprint to the finish line, but a slow and steady march. Each small step brings its own challenges and rewards, and in time, you'll find that you're closer to your dreams than you ever imagined. Number 6, stop comparing yourself to others. How much time do you spend comparing yourself to others? Be honest. It's as if life is one giant competition where everyone's trying to be the most successful, the most attractive, the most admired. But here's the truth: the more you compare, the more you lose. Imagine life as a race, but everyone's running with different shoes. While you're busy admiring someone else's shiny sneakers, they're dealing with their own blisters and sore feet. We often forget that everyone faces challenges and struggles that we don't see. The Stoics have this one nailed down. They believe that we should focus on what's within our control and accept what isn't. Instead of measuring your life against someone else's, focus on improving yourself. The only real competition you face is with the person you were yesterday. So, the next time you're tempted to compare your life to someone else's, pause and remember, they're running their own race. You have your own path to follow. Here's a practical step to break free from the comparison trap: limit your time on social media. Platforms are designed to showcase the best moments of people's lives, and it's easy to feel like you're falling behind. But remember, what you see is only part of the story. You don't see the struggles, the failures, the sacrifices that go on behind the scenes. Practice gratitude. Spend a few minutes each day reflecting on what you have and what you've accomplished. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small. This doesn't mean you should give up on your dreams or stop striving for more, but it means appreciating where you are right now. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you free yourself to embrace your unique journey. As Oscar Wilde said, "Be yourself, everyone else is already taken." True freedom comes when you stop chasing someone else's version of success and start living for your own. In conclusion, these brutal truths may be hard to swallow, but they're essential for success. Failure is a teacher, not a judge. Your dreams and reality may not always align, but that doesn't mean you should give up. And comparing yourself to others only steals your joy. Focus on your own path and run your race. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like and comment below. Help the algorithm bring this message to someone who needs it. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring content and take a look at our previous videos. You're bound to find something that speaks to you. Keep pushing forward. Success isn't about never failing, it's about rising every time you do. Have a powerful, purposeful day.